Hello, everybody, and welcome back once more to Anime Yay or Nay. I am TheOutbackAl.
And I'm Yin&Jung.
And that's it. You really always, every time you say it, I always feel like there's supposed to be like something that comes after it.
I said and, which implied I'm the last.
I guess. It's the up tilt thing at the end sometimes.
That's just the California in me.
I see.
My voice goes up regardless.
And I'm just, I was going to say dead inside, but not really. I don't know, that's not really
How
a
does
region.
that have to do with anything?
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like the way I speak is a little... Doesn't really matter. Look, we're here. We did a thing on Naruto.
Yep.
And now we're going to do the first part of Naruto Shippuden. By part, we mean 200 episodes. It's been a while since we actually sat down to watch this because we were recording a whole bunch of other things in between. But we'll do our best to try to remember things. And what the things that we don't, we'll just have to look up as we're going.
We'll just talk about what sticks out for the most part.
Yeah, sticking out, especially, one thing that sticks out when I edited the last one that I wish we had done, we did not talk about Naruto's openings.
Right.
Do we want to take 2-3 minutes on that real quick?
Should we talk about Shippuden's openings
We'll be doing
well?
that as well. We have to. But like just for the original
just
series.
do Naruto right now. Okay.
Yeah, just for a little quick because some of them are noteworthy. I think the main thing that we were talking about back and forth was like the odd ones are not as good as the even ones.
Yeah.
It's weird. They're like Star Trek movies. And yeah, that's just kind of because, I mean, if you guys watch the Shonen Showdown, you know I hate the first one. I don't know what it is about it. It just doesn't work for me at all.
I don't hate it. I think part of it is because you grew up with the American version.
Yeah, which was just like a guitar riff, which I think we talked about was like the thing that all the even ones had and that made them really good and hyped you up for the show.
I agree, but when you showed me the American version, I actually didn't like it as much.
Okay, it's really fucking basic. I get that.
I think it's because you're nostalgic for it, and I
That's part of
totally
it.
get that
Yeah.
because nostalgia really like plays on it a little bit.
Well, I mean, nostalgia plays on Rock the Dragon too, but that song still kicks ass, despite that.
That's fair, but I don't know if I liked the Naruto one quite as much.
Okay.
But I do think the first Naruto opening I liked well enough, but it wasn't as good as some of the later ones.
Yeah, no, it got really hype with the second one, and the third one had like that kind of like, oh, we're gonna take a more chill approach to it again.
Mm-hmm.
And then the fourth one was the one that everybody knows.
That was one of the best, to be honest.
Tell the thing, because you went to a convention.
I did. I went to a convention, and one of the things that they do often is between masquerade skits, like when the judges are figuring out who's gonna win, they always have some kind of halftime show almost. So sometimes they'll do like games. So they brought some people onto the stage to do a who can recognize the anime opening type game. And you're thinking, okay, people are going to be really good at this because we're all anime fans.
You're at a fucking convention for
And
it.
they even had people raise their hand and be like, okay, who's good at like remembering songs and stuff like that? And a bunch of people raised their hand. So they picked like 2 people, and these 2 people couldn't remember any openings. And Naruto, this specific, what is it called? Fighting Dreamers.
I think it's just Go or something, but like, yeah, it's from Flow.
Everybody
it's the one
knows
everyone
it
knows.
as the Fighting Dreamers one.
We are
And it's
fighting
like, it
dreamers.
came on, and the whole crowd just started singing it because we all knew it.
Yeah.
But those 2 people on stage could not for the life of them come up with what it was. And it was shocking.
Did they play the whole song?
No, I mean, they played like, 30, 40 seconds of it, enough to hear
It's
the
like a
Fighting
third
Dreamers.
of the song.
Yeah, it's like they at least played enough that it's like anybody who's ever heard it would know exactly what it is. So yeah.
Unfortunate. The fifth one's not terrible, but it's still like an odd number one where it's kind of just like it's okay, but it's with one of the better arcs with this Sasuke retrieval arc. But your favorite one's the 6th one though.
Yeah, that's probably my favorite of the original Naruto one. It came during the arc where they were actually fighting.
Yeah, it's the Naruto versus Sasuke section, and it has, like you said, the best ending as well. Which
I
don't
like that
remember
ending
the
too.
endings
I
of it
think
that much,
I think
but-
it was the one with the falling stars
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah.
I
I
think
remember
that was
the
a
visuals.
really good ending.
I don't think I remember the song that much.
I remember both. It felt like a very cathartic song. I liked it a lot, and I liked the opening because it was really hype and it works well for like this is the climactic fight.
Yep.
So I really liked the pairing of that opening and that ending. So that was definitely my favorite from the first one.
Yeah, I think that one was very nice. 7 is a little more on the generic side, I think. It's all right, but then we go to 8, and that's another Flow song. And I don't know that Flow's ever made a bad anime opening.
Yeah.
And that one,
I mean, the first
one, I think definitely beats it. Partially because it's not in the middle of filler arcs. but so people definitely watched it more.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then like the ninth one has good visuals. I think we talked about a little bit.
Which one was that?
It's the silhouette fighting one.
Yeah, I liked the visuals, but I don't remember the song, even though I just listened to it.
It's okay, but yeah, I do. The visuals at least like kind of remind you of like a 90s anime a little bit. It's kind of cool. So yeah, we covered that now. Might have taken more than 3 minutes. I don't know. Shippuden. Where did we... God, I'm trying to think of all the things that we talked about when we talked about Naruto and what has improved and what has not and all that other sort of stuff. Like, Naruto comes back after 2.5, 3 years, whatever it is. And then it's the Gaara thing. Because the Akatsuki's on the move. I don't know why, but I think it was like something about the Akatsuki weren't going to make a move for 3 years, but everyone knew this for some reason. Not really great when you're a secret organization trying to circumvent all the other major countries and whatnot. But yeah, it's time for the Akatsuki to move out. They're moving out. They're grabbing Jinchuriki, the demons inside of people, and they go after Gaara. And yeah, it's basically a reintroduction for everybody, but also like, we're going to go fight some new people. So... how well do you remember this? Because this is my second or third time watching this. So.
I remember bits and pieces. I think I liked this arc well enough.
Oh, this also had the bell test again.
Yeah, they redid that, and they did a lot better this time.
You gotta give Naruto points. He's learned a lot, and now he knows how to beat Kakashi, finally.
True. I think the thing that stuck out to me the most about this arc is that Sakura's a lot better.
Oh my god, such an improvement.
She's actually useful now.
See how long it lasts, but my god, is it good when it's there.
Like, she doesn't just stand on the sidelines of every fight, screaming their names the whole time.
Yeah, she's got actual, like, ninja skills now. She's got super strength. She's got medical knowledge. She's, like, useful. Finally, for a period of time.
At least in this arc. If we're just talking about this arc, she is extremely useful. She's not quite as annoying because Sasuke is not around.
That's true.
So she can't just fall all over him all the time.
Yeah, I think it's like a thing of like you get rid of the distraction and suddenly she's driven.
Right. So it's almost like she's better without Sasuke.
Yeah. Wow.
Which is weird considering the fact that they get married later, but...
yeah, maybe they shouldn't have.
It's strange that she is better without him. But
I hate to say it, but like really after Sasuke, I mean Naruto is already getting better, but like after Sasuke leaves, doesn't everyone kind of get better? Maybe Sasuke shouldn't come back.
Like, I don't think Naruto getting better corresponds to Sasuke leaving, but part of me thinks with Sakura it might.
Part of it absolutely does. You know he trained harder because he wants his boyfriend back.
I think,
We're going to get into how gay this gets.
But that's actually, he's driven by Sasuke. Which I guess to an extent, so is Sakura. But I think she definitely feels like she's driven by everyone in a way. Which is good, because it makes her seem less focused on Sasuke. Like, it seems like she wants to protect her friends, and she recognizes how useless she was in the original series.
Oh, God, yeah.
And she wants to be... as good as they are. She never quite gets there, but she at least becomes more useful.
I don't know that that's entirely her fault. She certainly put in the effort between series.
I mean, she's not an Uchiha and she doesn't have a fox spirit in her, so she's never going to be as powerful as they are, but...
Nope.
Like, she's
but
at a
neither did Jiraiya, and
with.
He's kind of freaking amazing.
You know what? Yeah.
You know, where's your excuses?
True. So maybe she's just not that good, but she is certainly better, and she doesn't annoy me in Shippuden. I gotta be honest. Like,
yeah, and
she gets a lot of unwarranted hate later on. I think it's warranted in the first show, but it's maybe not warranted in the second.
I think it's just a holdover from the last one.
I think it is. Like, people got used to hating on her.
I think it was good that they made her relevant without completely having to rewrite her character. Because she still does feel like Sakura. She just feels like, oh, you're a Sakura I would actually like.
She's more mature.
Yes. Everyone is, except for Naruto. He's never going to get more mature. Well, he kind of does.
I think he does to an extent, and I think Sakura sees that too, and you can see her respect for him increase.
I think we should get into that at some point, but yeah.
Yeah.
For now, Gaara, kidnapped, had his Shikaku sucked at. That sounded sexual.
I gotta say, Gaara becomes a bit of a Naruto simp.
Everyone does. I mean, are you surprised? But literally everyone's motivation at a certain point is Naruto talked to me once, and now I am that better person.
Right.
Like, name a character, all of them are nope, not Rock Lee. Rock Lee
had
is his own motivator.
Motivation, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like with Naruto, it's like he talks to them once, and you're right. It's like he changed their whole life.
Forget being Hokage. He should become, like, super rich being just, like, a public speaker.
He's like Ninja Jesus. I don't know. It's like he just touches people's souls.
God. This is gonna get really weird in the second half, then.
I'm sorry, but...
No, I mean, that's oddly poignant.
Well... He just, like, creates followers out of everyone. Like, everyone wants to just...
Well, now he sounds like a cult leader. Now you're talking Orochimaru.
Happy. Yeah, but he does it without being, like, creepy about it.
That is fair. Well, he's creepy.
Literally
he's
trying
to
take people's bodies.
No, yeah, that's a big no-no. Yeah.
But still, you know, it's like, okay, he has, like, a one-sided thing with Gaara going on. I don't know.
Yeah. But Gaara gets kidnapped by the Akatsuki, and they were pretty cool. Getting to see some of them. I mean, the only people we saw before were Itachi and Kisame, and we didn't even get to see that much of them in the last series. Mm-hmm. But now we get, it was Sasori and Deidara, who I've mentioned when we discussed Jujutsu Kaisen a couple times. True. But, like, what were your... because we didn't really, like... We should talk about how often was it that we were watching this, especially Shippuden, and we watched stuff, and then you're like, is this the thing that Jujutsu Kaisen did?
I think I recognized it from when you were talking about it. I don't necessarily agree that all of it feels like Jujutsu Kaisen necessarily ripped off of it specifically. Because I do think a lot of it is common...
No, it is.
Concepts or tropes, you know?
Like, I'm not saying you can't use a B flat, but when you have a B flat followed by 18 other
I know what you're saying, and we have talked about it extensively.
Yeah. Just needed to bring it up here because I've never backed down on it.
That's fine.
Anywho,
I thought that they were pretty cool.
I think Deidara tends to shine a little more later in the series, but Sasori had some pretty good stuff, and oddly enough, had the best stuff for Sakura as well.
It's interesting, Sasori... I had never seen, or like most of the Akatsuki, I've seen all their designs and I know at least a little bit about them because it's just common knowledge if you watch anime. But Sasori I knew nothing about, and I think it's because he dies so quickly. I think it's
because you don't actually see him
until the very
like halfway through the fight.
He almost died, like right before he dies.
He also kind of looks like Gaara. He looks like Pretty Boy Gaara a little bit, so it might be confusing if you don't immediately know the show.
Yeah.
And let's be real, he gets killed by Sakura. That's gonna knock you down a lot of pegs on the memorable villain category, despite the fact that I think he had some of the coolest fights early in the series.
His powers were really cool.
Yeah, he's a puppet master, kind of like that guy that you never remember, Kankuro. Gaara's brother. Yeah.
I never remember him.
They don't give him anything to be memorable with other than the puppets thing, which is now not his thing anymore because it's a bunch of people's thing in this arc.
Right.
But yeah, he had a lot of cool stuff, and like just all the different ways that, you know, you can essentially make a fighting robot in Naruto.
Did those two old people they died, right?
The old lady did. The old guy is still alive.
Where did he go?
Oh, he's just the village elder. He just goes and sits and waits for people to ask him for advice.
But we never saw him again, right?
I didn't.
Okay.
No, he
pieced out.
He probably died a year later. I don't know. You know what? He got a transfer. He went over to Jujutsu Tech's Kyoto.
Oh yeah, division. He looks exactly like him. That one I gotta admit, he looks like a ripoff of him.
He got some piercings and learned to play guitar.
It's very, very weird. But
to be fair, weirdly enough, that's one of those designs where I'm just like, that's just the old man design for a lot of anime characters. I feel like there's a bunch of other ones like that.
The worst part about this arc was whatever was going on with Might Guy's people.
I love their team. 10-10 otherwise, but
it was the worst fight.
Yeah, no, it's filler.
It's real bad.
It's filler.
They were fighting themselves, which is stupid to begin with, because the smartest thing would have been to run, get the other team members.
They can't. They're already like 5 miles away from each other. That was the point.
Not true, though.
No, it is.
Like, they could have easily.
The point of the
just kept running, and then one of their other team members could fight them.
I'm sorry, but how are they going to outrun themselves when they can run as fast as themselves?
Eventually, they're still going to run into someone. They just keep running.
But
and themselves are right next to them. Like, what's wrong with that?
Because if you're running away,
just dodge yourself and keep running.
We're not gonna. It doesn't matter. It's filler. It doesn't really matter.
I'm just being real. It could have ended in like 15 minutes.
It probably should.
But they did this stupid thing, or like, we're gonna fight ourselves.
They had a fight with Kasame earlier, though.
That was fine.
That was decent, and it got us to know how big Kasame's chakra was. It's comparable to Naruto somehow. We don't know how or why, but hey. Also, we got to see Itachi for a bit, sort of, almost, and had some Genjutsu shenanigans, which is always fun.
Mm-hmm.
And then the actual fight with the Akatsuki, which was great. Naruto goes off chasing Deidara and Gaara after they suck out his demon. That sounded sexual, but it wasn't. And then Kakashi opens up his hole and tries to suck. You know what? It's just sounding bad. So Sakura's fight was cool. Very cool. A lot of puppets, a lot of different things. Got a little bit of history actually with in this arc with Kakashi's dad a little bit. And some of the stuff going on in the Sand Village. I mean, maybe not as much as we were getting during the Chunin exam, but it's kind of nice to see the world rounded out a little bit.
Yeah.
Which I think was great. Beyond that, it's Kakashi shows off his new power. He's got Itachi eyes now, and he can create black holes with his magic eyes and his spiky white hair. You know what? I don't even have to say Gojo, do I?
Oh,
no one has to say Gojo at all.
That one's obvious.
That one's super obvious. But yeah, so he rips off the arm of the dude who makes explosions from the extra orifices on his body. Never gonna let it go.
We know. You never
no,
will.
but yeah, that was it was all right. It wasn't as interesting as the Sakura fight, unfortunately. But we get some stuff here and there with Deidara and fighting everybody, and then they get the body back, and the old lady dies, smushing her life force into Gaara to bring him back. He's alive, yay, everything's good, and we're moving on to our next arc. What happened after that? New teammate!
Oh yeah! Sasuke 2.0.
Sasuke Light.
He's Walmart Sasuke.
Kirkland Sasuke. How many different versions, how many different things can we just use to describe Sai?
It's Sai.
Fucking Sai. Fucking balls, man. That's all he talks about.
He has kind of a cool power.
Yeah, the painting thing is interesting.
His painting thing I actually like. It's kind of unique. It looks cool on screen.
Yeah.
I like that about him. At first, he was super annoying.
Very versatile. But,
yeah. But it's just the fact that they're just trying to add somebody somewhat Sasuke-esque that is annoying.
I think even the characters are aware of it.
Yeah.
Because even Naruto is going he thinks he can be Sasuke, and he's nowhere near as cool as Sasuke or good looking or whatever. And Sakura's looking at him is this happening? Oh my god, can I swing a three-way here?
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
No, she's never gonna get that three-way. Her husband doesnn even want to be with her. He wants to be with her best friend. And by best friend I mean Naruto. I don't know what the situation is with Ino. That might be her best friend again at some point. I want to be clear. Naruto and Sasuke really want to bang each other. It's we'll get to the theme songs.
Yeah.
We'll get there, but my god.
Pretty interesting ones. But Sasuke
Light.
Basically.
Diet Sasuke.
He's Diet Sasuke. He gets better over time. I think his whole, I don't know how to human thing sets him apart as a character a little bit.
I think we talked about this a little bit because we were kind of talking it would have been cool if Haku could have lived from the last one, because you could have had some elements there of re-socializing him a little bit. And I think they did that with Sai, but nobody likes him in this arc. He's just kind of irritating.
Yeah.
All he does is
I think, once again, after this arc, once they trust him and he's not a bad guy anymore, because he was kind of...
He's working for Danzo, who is an evil guy from long ago in the village or from its founding or whatever. He wanted to be Hokage, didn't get to be Hokage because he's an asshole. And yeah, he's like, Sai, go go be on the Naruto team and spy for me, but also you're going to assassinate Sasuke. We will replace... Oh my god, he's new Coke. Sasuke is original Coke, and he's new Coke that everybody hated.
Yes.
How many different ways can we insult Sai?
Basically. But it's like, I guess Naruto changed his life as well. And he was like, I have such a deep bond with Sasuke that I would do anything for him. And then Sai's like, I want that in my life. And then he decides...
Bondage.
Yeah, he decides he wants to be a good guy because he wants a bestest friendo or whatever.
Yes, I want to human.
Yeah.
And to be human, I must Sasuke?
He doesn't know what he's doing, but he just wants that in his life.
Well, he has some motivation now, which is good.
Right.
Yeah.
And once again, he gets better after this arc. But during this arc, he is a little annoying.
Yeah. We also meet Yamato, who is...
Oh, yeah, he was kind of cool.
I won't call him Kakashi-like, because he's not. He's his own thing, I think. He's got some wood powers, which are very rare, and like from the first Hokage, he was an experiment by Orochimaru. So everyone's got a little past with Orochimaru kind of thing going on. And they're going to a meeting where Sasori gave them some information, like I was supposed to meet a spy in Orochimaru's place. Turns out it's Kabuto. And you fucking hate Kabuto, don't you?
I gotta say, I liked the little part where they went to that inn or whatever and did all
Oh, right. Yeah.
Like, that part was actually kind of fun. Like, I enjoyed that arc a lot.
Yeah, they go to the hot springs. They check out each other's junk.
Fun.
That is an actual prominent plot point. They check out each other's junk.
And it's the balls for Sai.
Yeah. He's all about those balls.
He is really. But yeah, Kabuto. I don't like
on
him.
The bridge.
He is a cockroach.
Yeah.
He never dies, even when you think, oh, he's gonna die this time.
I'm trying to remember, because I mainly know this from Pokemon. A Kabuto is like a sea urchin, or like a sea, like a bottom feeder or something.
He is a bottom feeder. But I thought he was gonna die in the arc that he came in, which was the fucking Chunin exam. And then he didn't. And then I thought he was going to die again when they met Tsunade during that arc. And he didn't. He lived through that.
Oh, it's a beetle. Like a rhinoceros beetle.
Alright, yeah, he is a cockroach.
They're not quite cockroaches. They're more like dung beetles.
Either way.
He's a shit bug.
He's hard to squish. And it's like every time you think he's gonna die, he makes it out.
Yeah.
And it's like, my god. You said he makes it to Boruto, possibly?
Oh, I have no idea. I was just trying to, like, mess with you.
I wouldn't be surprised. I don't think he's ever gonna die, but...
Yeah, you're gonna have to nuke him, and even that might not work.
Yeah, he makes it out of every damn fight by doing nothing.
Well, I mean, sometimes...
He runs away.
Hey, running away is a legitimate strategy sometimes, especially when Naruto decides to go kaiju on your ass.
Alright, yeah, there wasn't much he could do in that situation.
Yeah, Naruto gets in a fight with Orochimaru, who, but it was interesting to see. It was much shorter than I remember it, but like, yeah, he goes four tails and he loses control and just goes berserker fox mode for a little while, starts again with the balls. Blasting out balls at people.
That's not the same, though.
No, but Naruto is very ball-centric. Mm-hmm. He's also, his main attack is what? It's a swirling ball.
Alright.
Anyway, Orochimaru, like, regenerates, like, 8 times, and then they're like, I'm gonna get out of here. This is some bullshit. Sai goes with them. He's gonna try to assassinate Sasuke. He tries to well, he doesn't, but he does. I don't know. Anyway, this is where the real series starts, with that cold open from episode 1 where the place explodes and Sasuke's standing over everybody, the crater and all that, and finally after 3 years everybody sees each other and you can just feel the sexual tension. Really, it's tension right before a fight because they fight. And Sasuke kicks some people's ass. Yeah,
a little.
Some ass. Yeah. He's got some lightning
like
shit going on, and no one really wants to fight him, except maybe Yamato, but he's kind of outclassed at this point. They fight, everyone kind of walks away a little hurt, and everyone goes home to lick their wounds. Then there's a filler arc that we skipped.
Yeah, was that the crystal thing?
No, that was later.
This one we totally skipped.
This one we totally skipped because we just wanted to get to a lot of stuff faster. But I think a lot of people do say, I do remember watching this one. This one is like one of the filler arcs. Everyone's like, this is a good one. So I'm a little disappointed that we didn't get to watch it. It comes like right as he's starting to learn about the chakra nature a little bit and changing the nature of it. And they do go into it a little bit more in this arc and like the different kind of natures of stuff. Sai gets a little bit more development as well. Asuma also gets development because it's kind of connected to him in a big way, which I think helped make the arc afterwards more impactful. But regardless of that, it's about a former group of like Secret Service members for the Fire Lord who are like, hey, there shouldn't be a Hokage because that means there's like 2 kings in the Land of Fire, and we don't need that. So they tried to destroy the Leaf Village, and they don't succeed. There's also a annoying side character who shows up for this filler arc that I don't really think people like that much. He's got a 9-tailed fox arm. I don't remember how they explained that one, but it's a thing, I guess. Moving on, Naruto clones himself a bunch of times to learn how to make an even bigger, more badass jutsu. And what is it? It's another Rasengan.
Yep. This was that just training arc, right?
You always say that he's always just doing training arcs, but it's always happening simultaneously with actual story stuff going on. This was the same arc with Shikamaru and Asuma going to try to find the Akatsuki. And that whole thing.
I consider it kind of separate entities.
It is a little separate, it is a little compartmentalized, but it's essentially happening at the same time. At least the first part of it. They get some intel, they're going to go after 2 new Akatsuki members, Kakuza or Kakuzu, I forget how do you pronounce it, and Hidan, who are just these just movie monsters, quite frankly. Like, one of them is just a tentacle beast Frankenstein creation who can reform his body into a bunch of different things and do all that sort of stuff. And the other one is a sadist who hates humanity and really likes pain and killing people with gray hair and all that sort of stuff. And you make a love child into a mojito. Sorry, mojito? How do I pronounce it? I'm going to call him Mojito.
Mojito?
Yeah. We'll call him Mojito from now on. Yeah, so they go after them. Doesn't go well. Doesn't go well at all. Because Asuma just gets fucking killed in front of Shikamaru. Well, he didn't get killed, but he gets fatally wounded and dies as a result of that. Oh, and his girlfriend was pregnant. And now we gotta get ready for some revenge.
The theme song was spoilery, yes, or was it the ending?
No, it was a theme song. Every one of these theme songs in Shippuden is super spoilery.
I knew he was gonna die just by watching that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you know exactly what's gonna happen in each of these arcs and what the highlights are gonna be, because they're in the openings every time.
Right. But I think this arc actually led into one of the best episodes of the entire show.
Which one was that?
Which was the one where Shikamaru was grieving.
You know, that was really interesting. Like, we didn't really get that the last time that a major death happened with the Hokage. I mean, we had like, the funeral and whatnot, but it wasn't like... They
kind of did, but they went so hard on this episode for no reason, but, like, it was great.
I think it's because it's Shikamaru's time to shine, and that was
I guess so, but it was like... The animation, they did that elite animation they do when it's like a really big fight scene, except there were no fight scenes.
Yeah, it was just his life.
Yeah.
He was just walking around. Like,
and that almost made it better.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they did that a little bit with something later as well, but we'll get to that.
And it's like the direction in the scene, too. Like, you could tell there was like a director on it or something that just was putting a lot of effort in. I remember that scene... I don't know, where the board game,
the shogi,
where they were playing the shogi, and then like later on, I think Shikamaru was sitting with it by himself or something.
No, his dad was like explain to him like, you know, I realize you're trying not to feel, and that's not going to help you. You're trying to figure out the solution to the problem when there is another problem that you're just not addressing, and you need to address it right now. And then he kind of like his dad leaves him alone, and he kind of just has the breakdown. And he's like, he just had to let out everything he was feeling.
And there was something really cinematic about that scene. Yeah. Like, I could picture it.
It's like he just starts yelling and it just cuts off as soon as the dad closes the door.
Yeah. And I would never forget that episode. Like, out of all the episodes of Naruto, to me, that was one of the best, if not the best episode.
That's a bold statement.
I think a lot of it was just how they directed it and how they made that particular episode.
Yeah.
And it's like, it just felt like it encompassed so much of like who Shikamaru is and how he was feeling, like how anybody would be feeling at that time.
I honestly wish they'd like maybe given a couple. Like we've seen some episodes like that a little bit. We've seen some with like Rock Lee, where you can kind of get that. We've certainly seen stuff with Naruto and Sasuke. We've had whole arcs about that.
But I think some
more
of
people
it,
should have gotten that every now and then.
I agree, and I think sometimes they tell a little bit, or they do it in a way where it doesn't feel quite as poignant as this one did.
Or let's do an on-the-nose flashback.
Or yeah, it's an on-the-nose flashback or something, or they're just kind of telling us how to feel a little bit.
Yeah.
But this episode, you can tell, like, whoever was making it knew how to make somebody feel without telling you how to feel. Like, it was more about how it was made, and it really felt like filmmaking, you know?
Yeah, kudos to them.
So it's like, I really liked this episode for that reason. And I think, I don't remember what it's called, but it's, to me, one of the best episodes.
Yeah.
And I think it was just made different. I don't know why.
It was. It very much, it I think, like, to some degree, like, it almost feels a little bit, like, out of a different anime.
Yeah. It feels like a little movie by itself. They put a lot of effort into it, and I respect that. And also, I don't know why, but it's like every time Shikamaru appears, he just gets better.
Yeah.
Like, it's so weird how that character develops.
I will say, it's not hard to get better from where he started for you.
He started off real annoying, but it's like...
You fucking hated him.
I did, but then, like, I started to like him, and then I was like, by the end of Naruto, I liked him a lot, and he was one of my favorites, probably. But then it's like, he still gets better, which I think is unusual for a character, to not plateau, and actually, like, every time he has an episode or an arc, you find out something more interesting about him. And that's why I think he's one of the best characters, even though he's a side character.
I mean, it's a bit of an ensemble. He's a little bit of a side character, but yeah.
Like, he was
probably just one of the, like, author's favorite characters to write or something. That's probably why it happened.
I mean, maybe. I don't know, like, how the author feels about him, but I feel like maybe he was based off of somebody or something, but I feel like a lot of effort was put into the character when you look at, like, this arc in particular.
Yeah.
A lot of effort that's not always afforded certain characters, like a puppet dude or whatever, you know?
Kankuro is his name.
Kankuro, or the dog guy, or Akamaru.
Kiba. No, you love Akamaru.
I love the dog, but I wish he would have stayed small.
How is he gonna stay small, bro? You can't he can't have Keanu syndrome where he's just gonna be a puppy forever.
He sat in the jacket. It was cute.
I know you love that.
Either way, I think I don't know. Shikamaru is up there though.
Yeah, and then he goes after Hidan and Kakuza, and he fucking wrecks Hidan. He straight up light Yagami'd the shit out of him, and just played him like a fiddle, and blew his body to pieces. Hidan can't die, so he's never gonna be dead, but like, he blew him apart into a bunch of little pieces that can't come back together, buried him alive in a sacred forest that no one can enter but him. Yeah.
So pretty much dead.
Pretty much dead, for all intents and purposes. Actually, that might be a fate worse than death, because you are literally just conscious the whole time, for the rest of eternity, being buried alive.
Yeah.
Kind of deserving. He's an asshole. Then it's the Kakuza fight, and he's very, like, tough to beat. Everyone's having trouble with him. He's got a bunch of different hearts, so he can survive a whole bunch of fatal attacks. He's got tentacle shit going on. He can change his chakra powers to different stuff depending on what hearts he still has. He's like, I'm gonna rip out all your hearts and feast on you, basically. Till Naruto shows up with his big Rasengan. His big magic wind Rasengan, which misses the first couple times.
Yeah, it takes a while, but he gets it.
Yeah, he gets it eventually. It just also happens to nearly cause him nerve damage. So he can't use it ever again. So that entire thing was pointless that we went through.
Yeah. Sort
of, but not really. Eventually it'll get something else. But after that, I think there was the crystal thing that we sort of did watch. It was a filler arc because we were kind of interested, because it had to do with the tailed beast a little bit, and we kind of you just wanted to feel out the filler stuff a little bit to see if it was any good, and I hadn't seen this one.
Oh, this was the crystal one.
Yeah, the crystal one. Which, you know, is one of Orochimaru's servants who we've never heard of before and will never hear about again, and has a special power that will never be used again. And Yeah, magic, crystal, genjutsu, and fighting type stuff. Tailed monster and a kid who can summon the tailed monster. But it hurts the kid, and it's a whole arc about, being a found mother kind of thing, or
Yeah.
I don't know,
It's like we
sparing
stopped
children.
halfway through it.
Yeah,
It was
okay.
all right.
It's all right.
I didn't dislike it.
Yeah, then Toby shows up. Then he beats up the monster. And Datara and him take it in for capture. Toby's a thing. He's a good boy. He's got a bad. That's it. He's a goofball. I'm certain there's nothing else is going to happen with him at all, other than he's just a goofy guy who wanted to join the bad guys. I feel like I'm missing an arc here somewhere. Nope, this is the big shit.
No way.
Nope, this is where the big shit starts. Jiraiya goes to try to find Pain. And Sasuke kills Orochimaru. Like a bitch, by the way. Orochimaru went down like a bitch.
Are you sure this is... I guess this is what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, Orochimaru's
getting ready to
not
switch
good.
bodies. And Sasuke's like, nah. And he just kills him and absorbs his powers.
Yes.
And he's like, Orochimaru went down like a bitch.
Surprisingly.
Yep. But then the cool shit happened.
At first, I did wonder if it was some kind of trick or something, and he wasn't really gone.
No, that's Itachi's deal, which Sasuke is going to now find, but he needs a team to go find them. So starts the Sasuke Uchiha arc because named because of it's a fucking Western, and he has a fucking Western theme, and it's kind of great.
I actually really liked the beginning of this arc.
Yeah, it was cool.
It felt kind of epic. I don't know. There's something really cool about it.
I think it lends itself to the whole, like, fistful of dollars, Magnificent Seven kind of thing, which were all based on samurai movies. So it's like, you have that mix of, like, the lone warrior, samurai, or gunfighter, whichever genre you prefer.
And he gets a little sidekick.
Yeah,
they have banter.
He's getting a posse together.
Yeah.
Because I actually don't know why he needs a posse.
I don't know either, but the episode where they
works.
went to that village or something.
Yeah.
To look for the sword.
Yeah.
Like they went back to that place.
Yeah. Yeah. We're seeing some highlights
that
here and there from the
Zabuza
last
place.
Yes, the Zabuza arc, the bridge, all the Great Naruto Bridge and the Land of Waves.
To the Great Naruto Bridge.
Yep.
That was actually a really good episode. I don't remember if it was a couple episodes or it was just one, but...
it was one episode where they were there, but, like, there was a couple episodes where they were just kind of, like, running around doing some stuff. Him and his new Aqua Buddy.
Like Shark Boy, I don't remember his name.
I'm trying to think if there's a lava girl in this show. There might have been in that arc we skipped, actually.
Either way, this part was really good where it was just him and Shark Boy.
Yeah. Probably should have stayed that way for the most
part. It absolutely should have, and then they ruined it.
Yeah, so they go to an island and meet Karen. Enough said?
They totally ruined what could have been a really good thing.
Apparently not enough said. So, what's our theory about Karen? She was invented solely so people didn't hate Sakura wasn't the worst character?
I think maybe.
Yeah.
I think they did invent her so that people would be like, maybe Sakura should be with Sasuke.
Because even you said, what did you say? This was an actual quote. Like, after, like, an episode of Karen, you're just like, fuck, Sakura, go get your man.
It's true. I was just like, somebody's gotta, like, just take him away from here.
You didn't believe me when I told you that everybody hated her.
I believed it, but I didn't know how bad she could be. But she's literally so annoying, and she doesn't have any redeeming qualities.
She's the worst.
It's just like...
She's the worst character of all.
And all she does is she can, like, track things really well.
I think she can heal people if they suck on her chakra or something.
Yeah, that's weird.
I feel like Sakura just does that better.
Yeah, it's just like...
Sakura, go get your man.
She's like a worse Sakura, and she's obsessed with Sasuke again. Like, every woman he runs into except Hinata because she's obsessed with Naruto.
Well, yeah, she had to be contrarian.
So it's like... every other woman, it's like, Sasuke's
guys,
made
too.
of gold or something. I don't know.
He's got a magic dick. Who knows? And Naruto needs it.
I do not know, but everyone is obsessed. And Kareen or whatever.
Karen.
However you pronounce it.
Don't even give her the courtesy of pronouncing the name right.
I'm just like...
She's a fucking Karen, let's be honest.
It was bad. I think they could have just done with Sasuke, Shark Boy, and whoever that other guy they picked up was.
I don't even know that they need the other guy, honestly.
They didn't necessarily, but he didn't actively irritate me.
That's true. I mean, he's the guy who made all the curse marks and stuff. Apparently, it's his special
right.
power in that, like, which is interesting.
I guess he was somewhat useful. I don't know if they needed him.
I think it would have been more interesting if they had explored it a little bit more, but they really didn't, because the whole point of this is he needs this team. He doesn't need this team. We just need to be honest here, but yeah, he's looking for Itachi.
Didn't he find Itachi regardless? Like, what did they do to help him find Itachi?
Here's the thing. I'm sure that they contributed, but I don't think I really remember how they contributed. So for the time being, I'm just going to say that they're kind of pointless, other than the occasional witty banter, and I think he just needs to socialize more.
I think, once again, it started out super strong, and I thought it could have been one of the best arcs. Mm-hmm. But it went downhill so fast with Kareen.
Yeah.
That was my main problem. She was just that irritating.
But how does it end?
The Itachi stuff was interesting.
The Itachi stuff was pretty cool.
Yeah. They did show the backstory again with Itachi, but they showed it from his perspective. So I actually liked that they showed it again. It was one of the times where the flashbacks didn't feel repetitive because they
despite being repetitive.
Yeah, but they actually showed what Itachi was really doing, which was contrary to what we thought.
Plus, I like that things finally came full circle, because, like, this is a small detail, but I love it. In the first time Sasuke ever mentions his brother in this entire series, we see a silhouette of him. He's got the Sharingan, and his headband is to the side, which is a way he has never worn his headband at any other point in the series. And every flashback in the original Naruto show, we never saw a shot of him like that. Ever. At this point, we see the flashback of Itachi's perspective. After he leaves, Sasuke kind of goes berserk for a minute. Kind of like blacks out, gets a Sharingan, and like comes after him. And he like takes like Itachi's headband out. Like, he throws a knife and like takes it up and like knocks it off his head and that. And he's like putting it back on and looking back at his brother, and he's crying because of, well, all the stuff that gets revealed. But like, that's the shot of the headband sideways on him. And like, that's the one thing that, like, it's still there in his mind, but he repressed it so much. But I love that that's the last image that he ever saw of him before he left. And it did come full circle finally. Yeah. It's a small thing, but it felt meaningful to me.
I think the story of what happened with Itachi has got to be one of the saddest.
Oh yeah, there's a reason everyone loves Itachi outside of he's fucking cool.
I mean, he is a great character. He's definitely up there for me as one of the best. Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of it comes down to the backstory and everything he did and all the ways that this stupid village just screwed him over.
Oh yeah, the Leaf Village is pretty dumb. I have to ask, because I'm trying to remember. Were you really rooting for him to kill him?
Who?
For Sasuke to kill Itachi, like when we started the series.
No, because I already knew.
Oh, damn.
I knew before even starting, like, that Itachi was not a bad guy.
Okay. That kind of sucks.
It got spoiled for me just by watching AMVs and stuff when I was young.
That is unfortunate.
I feel
like that's a very big reveal.
Yeah, but it's just like you can't really be around YouTube or fandom in general without, I think, finding out that everybody loves Itachi for a reason. So I already knew basically like everything he was doing was to protect the Leaf Village and Sasuke. I just didn't know details.
Yeah, he murdered his whole family to stop people from murdering his brother and to stop his family from trying to take over the Leaf Village and cause yet another ninja war. Hell of a thing.
Yeah, he was very loyal. And it sucks because Sasuke spent all this time hating him and just single-mindedly trying to kill him, and Itachi just let it happen.
I think that was intentional.
Right.
He wanted Sasuke to hate him so that the village would protect him.
Yeah.
He wanted Sasuke to kill... He wanted his brother to kill him.
Yeah, and that's why he didn't really put up much of a fight. I mean, he could have definitely killed Sasuke.
He put up a fight.
But he was half-assing it on purpose. Like,
I don't even know that he was...
He wasn't going to kill Sasuke.
No, he wasn't going to kill Sasuke. But beyond that, he was already, like, very weakened by the fact that he was, like, 3/4 blind at that point.
That's true.
So, like, Sasuke won with a severe handicap. Do you think he was
giving his all?
Itachi had a severe handicap the whole time.
I think he was also just handicapping himself, though.
Absolutely, but...
Because I think he could have, even with the handicap, probably destroyed Sasuke. If he wanted to, but he would have never done that.
But he could if he wanted to.
All right.
We do...
Actually, like, I don't know if the author actually said this, but I've seen some people saying, like, the author felt he had to kill Itachi because Itachi would have been able to kill Madara easily.
We are not at the point where we've seen Madara do his shit yet. So I won't comment.
So you're not gonna say if you think that's true or not? That Itachi could have killed him?
I'm just gonna throw out from the evidence that we've already seen, other than that final fight with Sasuke where he let him win, Itachi is undefeated. Literally, anyone goes up against him, he doesn't even have to lift a finger. He looks at you and you're done.
That's why it's like, I know he was basically trying to lose without making it look like he was trying to lose against Sasuke. Like, he was still wanting Sasuke to hate him, so he wasn't gonna just lie down.
No.
But it's like, he definitely was trying to lose.
How many times do you think Sasuke, like, woke up at night thinking to himself, what if he's still sitting in that chair right now?
Like...
The guy's whole thing is, like, fucking with your mind.
That's true.
You gotta imagine that a couple of times he's been like, was it real?
Yeah.
Was it real?
But I mean, I'm sure afterwards, after he figured out everything that Madara told him, like, he wanted...
Yeah. Toby's Madara, by the way. Let's, get that out. Rip that Band-Aid off.
It was kind of an interesting reveal, but I wasn't, like, super shocked about it or anything.
No, that was probably spoiled a little bit for you, too.
Yeah. But I don't think it was spoiled as heavily. I think I knew there was something about Toby, but I didn't necessarily know he was Madara.
Yeah.
But he basically tells Sasuke about what happened with Itachi, and then Sasuke is like, fuck the Leaf Village even more.
Well, I think the whole audience went, fuck the Leaf Village.
Honestly, fuck the Leaf Village. They should destroy the higher-ups. I think Sasuke was going too far to be like, I'm gonna destroy everyone.
Yeah, it's a little...
Like, I think he's just angry at this point. He just wants to point his anger at something.
I mean, that's been his whole life.
Yeah, it's like he can't decide what to do now. It's like if he doesn't have some kind of object for his anger, he doesn't know what to do with himself.
Yeah. It's really sad, and, hopefully we'll see him learn to move past that a little bit. Otherwise, he's never going to be able to get with his boyfriend.
Yeah, or love his fucking wife.
Oh, he's never going to do that anyway.
It's like...
Maybe he can love his daughter. We never know.
I think it is scary to see, like, how, like, cute and normal he was as a kid.
Yeah.
And then he's just fucking Sasuke later. It's just like...
He's got a Batman backstory.
Yeah.
I mean, like, your happiness is never on the table at that point.
Right. It's just... I don't know. It is sad that the only one you see him, like, really smiley and, like, happy with is Itachi.
Yep, and Sasuke is the only person that Itachi's ever smiling and happy with ever. And it makes it even more sad.
It's just really sad what happened between them.
Mm-hmm. So, the other sad arc...
Jiraiya.
It happened pretty much simultaneously. It was Jiraiya infiltrating the Rain Village to find Pain, the leader of the Akatsuki, finding out that it's one of his former students, and then that guy kills him.
Dude,
it was a lot more interesting watching it, though.
Two of the best characters died around the same time.
And it was spoiled for us in the opening again.
Yeah, you just knew by that.
Literally everything interesting in this arc was spoiled in the opening. That's like the number one problem these openings have.
Yeah, the opening was good, but it definitely spoiled things.
Well, we'll get to the opening stuff a little later, but yeah, like detail-wise.
I thought this arc was interesting with Pain and all that. I got a lot of hype for Pain, because, like, I don't know, I have a friend who said Pain is, like, the best character in, like, the whole show, and, like, I've heard other people say Pain is, like, the best villain.
Debatable, but okay.
And I was kind of like, I don't know, Pain's a little emo for me. I'm not sure.
Yeah, a little bit.
He's just like, everything is pain, and if you don't know pain, then you don't know nothing. I don't know.
You mean the screaming pain?
Yeah, he's all about the screaming pain. He's just so dramatic to me. I don't know.
Fucking Danganronpa character. I don't know.
He's a drama queen.
Everything is despair.
Everything's pain for him, and he likes saying pain all the time.
All is pain. You will know pain. The way of pain.
It's a little much for me. I don't know. I kind of thought Orochimaru was a more interesting villain, but
he is.
Okay,
he's got a lot more. Just in general, Orochimaru always had like a lot more going on. Whether it's like just interesting plans or motivations or what do I want to do? He's the fucking Joker. He's like, what crazy shit do I want to do this week to fuck everybody's day up?
I was a lot more interested in him when it came to the big bads.
Yeah.
I think Pain was very intimidating. His like super like several bodies thing was cool, but I don't know. I didn't like his whole attitude because once again he was dramatic. Right? Yeah, he has the Mechamaru thing going on.
Yeah.
This arc was really good, but I was a bit disappointed by it. I didn't like Pain as much as I thought I would. But his stuff with Jiraiya was interesting, the backstory.
Oh my god, yeah. That was like a great, like...
I think it was a really good backstory.
As far as flashbacks go, that might be my favorite flashback section.
It was very good. I agree.
You, like, see him as a young man, seeing him, like, with the toads, and figuring all that out, and, like, finding out he has a destiny, and trying to figure out that destiny on the fly. Learning how to write stuff, and traveling, and seeing the world, and trying to figure it all out, and then teaching kids stuff, and... Yeah, it was just, it was, like, really good, and then just, like, what a way to go out.
Yeah.
Like, him and Itachi just had, like, these perfect, like, last line kind of send-offs kind of thing, with Itachi being like, I don't think I have enough time.
Yeah.
And then Jiraiya's just like, end of that book. What'll I write next?
Wait, did we hear Itachi's final words?
I think that's mentioned. I don't know that we heard it initially, but I think it's like set in a flashback or something whenever Itachi remembers it, or when Sasuke remembers it, or something.
Oh, maybe I just haven't seen it yet.
I think we did.
Really?
I thought so. I'm paraphrasing.
I'm gonna Google what are Itachi's final words.
It was an apology.
He said, like, I'm sorry?
Yeah, it was it's like the thing that he was constantly saying to him. I'm sorry, I don't have time.
I know he did the forehead thing.
It's the thing he always told him. Another time, Sasuke.
Let's see for sure, though.
Yeah. That forehead tap.
The forehead tap, man. At first it annoyed me, but it got sad.
Did I bring up the forehead tap last time? Because
Oh, he said, forgive me, Sasuke, there won't be a next time.
Yeah, that was it.
Sad.
Yeah.
What about the forehead tap?
Well, I feel like I mentioned, like, I don't remember if I mentioned in the last one, that convention where you dressed up as Sasuke, because, like, your thing was always like, how does he always get him with the forehead tap thing? And then I was like, hey, come here for a second. You walked right over and I tapped you right in the forehead. Twice.
All right, I did fall for it. It's true.
Like, the first time it happened, you were like, your entire body just... You look like you got stunned. Like,
I was like, what?
Did I just get tased? What happened? I didn't even poke you that hard. You're just like, what just... You son of a bitch!
I was like, oh shit, it can happen. You can get fooled by it, like, several times. I thought little Sasuke was so stupid.
You're as stupid as Sasuke.
I guess so. Hey, it's just because I was embodying him in my cosplay.
Well, I'll catch you with it at some point again, and we'll see what happens. Yeah, so Jiraiya, dead. Itachi, dead. Our hearts in the fandom, dead. Naruto hears about all of this, and I think that's another one of those episodes where it's just kind of him remembering and kind of grieving a little bit. It's not, I don't think it's as good as the Shikamaru episode, but I think like that, it had like a lot of like little small elements in it that just kind of showed him not him being like, oh, I feel so much pain over Pervy's side, but like just kind of him remembering everything. And, like, not even remembering, like, the big stuff that we saw with him, like, being trained or something, but just the little things of them just, like, hanging out.
It's interesting. Before I started watching Naruto, I definitely thought his relationship with Kakashi was going to be way more deep, and I didn't even know much about Jiraiya as his teacher. But watching it, it feels like Jiraiya was really, like, the mentor and the teacher for him.
I mean,
more than Kakashi.
Honestly, he was with Jiraiya longer.
Yeah.
Like, we see him for a couple of months with Kakashi. He was with Jiraiya for years.
Yeah.
Being trained. So
it's like they really did do a good job at developing a deep relationship between them.
With very little screen time.
Yeah, with very little screen time. I really felt that they were close and they were like a grandfather and grandson.
He really should have been his grandfather. Like, we will get to it eventually, but, like, good God, why was no one raising Naruto?
Okay, why can we not talk about it now?
Okay, we can talk about it now if you want.
Why? Okay, he was fucking Jiraiya. I love him. He's one of my favorites.
Jiraiya, fucking third Hokage, fucking Kakashi even.
Okay, did we talk about this in the original Naruto episode?
I don't know that we did.
Either way, I'm just going to talk about it again if we did whatever. But it's like, it's revealed that Jiraiya is
his godfather.
And it's like, okay, the whole point of a godfather, for the most part, is if your parents died, they take care of you.
Yeah.
His parents died and Jiraiya was AWOL.
He's just like, peace, homies.
It's like, where was he? I know where he was, but...
He was out trying to figure out what Orochimaru was doing.
That should not have taken priority when it was his responsibility to be there for Naruto. That was his student's kid. It's like, what the fuck? I don't know why that decision was made.
To make him an orphan?
No, I know they had to make him an orphan. I don't know why they decided to make Jiraiya the godfather. To make it sadder, I guess. But then it's like, it makes Jiraiya look kind of shitty. I'm sorry.
It does.
It makes him look bad.
The third Hokage looks pretty shitty.
Yeah, but he already looked kind of shitty, yeah.
Yeah, after the Uchiha thing, he looks pretty shitty.
I'm not particularly surprised that he left Naruto to fend for himself.
Yeah.
But Jiraiya?
Honestly, even Kakashi, who was... the fourth Hokage's student. Yeah, the fourth Hokage's Naruto's dad, if you hadn't figured that out from just looking at them.
I think everybody knew pretty quickly.
Honestly, I don't know. Kakashi probably would have been a teenager at that point.
Yeah, I don't necessarily blame, like, young Kakashi for it. I'm sure that guy had a lot of students, but it's like... Jiraiya, that should have been his responsibility, or the fourth, or whatever, the third Hokage.
Fourth Hokage's the dad. He wasn't around.
Honestly, he kind of sucked too, because he put the thing in Naruto in the first place.
I mean, what other options did he have? I don't know what other options that we had. We don't know.
There might have been others. Put it in yourself.
To be fair, he put it in his wife first. She was pregnant with their child.
I don't know. He was kind of shitty.
You know what? I don't think you get to be Hokage without being a little shitty.
I guess not. I mean, Kakashi's pretty nice.
He probably has some stuff in his closet that we don't know about.
I think Tsunade's okay.
She's a degenerate gambler.
Yeah, but she didn't do some of the shit these other people did.
All right, fine.
Let's be honest.
Yeah. Subsequent generations get better,
like,
I guess.
Nobody was there for Naruto. I don't know.
No,
it sucked.
Yeah, right.
But, and even Jiraiya.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was a tangent, but I just get so mad.
We still like Jiraiya, right?
We still like Jiraiya. He's still one of my favorites, but it made him look pretty bad when they did that. I know it was supposed to be touching, but it actually made me angry.
I think you were also, like, really sad because, like, he had that last minute thing with Tsunade.
Oh my god. That was sad. Because I shipped them.
Yeah, they're like, hey, Orochimaru's dead. And they're both like, I know we hated him, but, like, at the same time, like, I feel like part of us is dead now. And they're just, like, hang out, drink. It's another one of the, like, I think they have a lot of good things with just people dealing with loss in this series.
Yeah. And they had that thing where it was like, Tsunade was kind of saying to herself, if he comes back, you know, maybe she'll, like, throw him a bone or something. It was kind of implying,
I think she said it a little nicer than that.
But, you know, it was like, maybe they would have gotten together if he ever came back.
I don't know. I just kind of like that, like, last little thing he says to her, where she's kind of like being like, don't go. And he's like, hey, just bet that I'll fail. With your luck, I'll make it back.
That's true, yeah.
Like,
didn't work.
At the very least, you see how close they are.
And it's like, I don't know. I know you were saying they would never work out and stuff, that he wasn't. But I think he did love her, though.
He absolutely did. I can't remember for sure whether it was said like in his little flashback stuff or whether it's later. But like, I think at some point he said she's the love of my life.
Yeah.
But I'm never gonna be with her. But whatever. I'll just peep on girls.
Yeah, I think he went on with his life and stuff, but I think he never stopped loving her.
Yeah.
And I think he would have given up all that to be with her, even though you wouldn't agree.
I just don't see it happening long term. I think both of the... Look, I think you're right.
I think he would have settled down for her.
For a little while, maybe. But even her, I don't think... Like, I think they would just get annoyed with each other after a while.
Okay, they would need their alone time.
They need a lot of space here and there.
But I think they would have come back to each other and still been like, yeah, this is my person kind of thing.
I mean, that's kind of what they had without it being anything official, sort of.
A little bit, but that's why I'm saying, like, if he would have come back, I think they would have made it official. And not much about the relationship would have changed, except maybe they would have had sex or something, but...
Well, good for them.
I think that's fine, But, I don't know, I think their relationship definitely parallels Naruto and Sakura a little bit, which is one of the reasons I find it so weird that they didn't get together.
Honestly, I rewatching this, I'm kind of in agreement. It's like, it
weird,
really
right?
felt like they were setting it up. Like, even in the beginning, like, the first episode, they're like, he comes back, and she's like, oh my god, you're taller, and like, wow, you've really matured. Am I any different? He's like, you're exactly the same. Like, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, he kind of ruins it a little bit, but you could tell she was maybe thinking about him a little different. And I think
it just keeps going like
throughout
that
the whole series, I think you see her thinking about him different and like genuinely caring about him and respecting him in a way that she didn't show much in the first one.
Yeah, big time. Like, I think everyone kind of sees, like, this is the part, this series, like, everyone sees the shift in Naruto and sees that, like, oh, he's not just some idiot kid anymore. He's a fucking hero.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways.
And I think I've said this before, I don't know if I said it in the recording or not, about Sakura, but I think, like, as we see her growing up, I think it would have made sense for her to end up with someone like Naruto, because I think the reason she wanted to be with Sasuke was because,
superficial reasons.
The pretty popular girl should be with the pretty popular guy.
The man has no personality whatsoever since the day she met him.
And it's like, he didn't even treat her nice or anything.
Oh, but he's so
But
hot.
he was cute, and fucking Ino liked him, and she wanted to be Ino. So it's like, that seemed to be the reason she liked Sasuke. So I think it would have made more sense in her growth as like, I want to be my own person and I actually want to be treated well in my relationship, to be with someone like Naruto who always treated her well.
Or better yet, Rock Lee. He would worship the ground she stood on.
Honestly, yes. That is true. But she didn't actually get much like development with him. But like, he would worship her for sure. But I think Naruto, he always cared about her and respected her.
Yeah.
And was there for her in ways that Sasuke, I think, deep down did,
never.
But he cannot show it. He's so emotionally stunted. Even though I think, when she was unconscious or something, he would show, like, he would protect her before anyone else. Like, you could kind of see it. But
because
it was only when she was unconscious.
Protection.
Oh, you didn't feel like it's because he cared about her?
I'm not saying he didn't care about her at all, but, like, if you're talking, like, in the tuning exam or something like that.
I'm talking about, do you remember the part where she was knocked out because of Gaara?
Yeah, she's the only person knocked out at that point.
I don't know, I got
Everyone's
the vibe.
running point to make sure she doesn't die at that point.
But I got the vibe that for Sasuke it was a little different, like, no matter what.
Who else is there? You're thinking like so many people are in that scene that he's like, oh, he's specifically trying to defend her. She's knocked out. Gaara's a monster. He's not going to defend Gaara. Tamari is an enemy. He doesn't give a shit about that. And Naruto is conscious and ready to make shadow clones. He's not worried about anyone at that point. The only person who is a liability is Sakura at that point, because it's Sakura in the first Naruto series. She's always the problem.
I'm trying to see something in this ship, okay?
There isn't.
I'm giving it a little bit of room here.
Look, Here's why Sasuke got with Sakura. Because despite anything that happens later on in this series, I guarantee you, people in the Leaf Village are always going to kind of be like, hey, weren't you that guy who betrayed the village to join Al-Qaeda? And suddenly it's cool that you're back because you're friends with the ninja president? Yeah, I don't want to hang out with you. And how many women are going to be like, yeah, no, I want your baby?
It seems like every woman.
Okay, at a certain point, they have to have some standards.
I don't know.
And I would hope that those standards are, yeah, I don't want to be with an international terrorist.
I don't know. His attractiveness might
times.
Transcend that. Like, it seems like every woman
Is he that
falls
attractive
in
in the
love
next
with him.
series? Is he?
Every
Is
woman
anyone-
falls for him. Oh, you mean Boruto?
Yeah, is anyone
Okay.
better?
Only Sakura
Had
got
a bit
a
of
glow up.
Good for her.
Everybody else looks worse.
Yeah. We don't need to go into it, but, like, my God. Anywho.
They all got bad haircuts and stuff.
Oh, my God.
Gara in
Fucking
particular.
Gara, what happened, man? I don't know who told you that was a good look. They were wrong. Anyway, I'm pretty sure the only reason he got with Sakura because at that point in his life, she was the only woman willing to be with him, and he has to procreate for the clan.
I see what you're saying. I think, seeing the trajectory, I personally do not know why Sakura was still in love with Sasuke at the end.
Because it's Sakura.
Like I said, narratively, it almost feels like she was supposed to end up with Naruto.
But then who's gonna be with Sasuke? Karen?
Oh, no. You're right. It has to be Sakura.
Yep.
And then I guess Hinata would be left, like, sad or whatever.
That, or here's a thought, but this doesn't lend itself to sequel material. What if Sasuke's just like, you know what, maybe my family's a fucking mistake. And he's just like, I'm just gonna not have a kid.
Sasuke's kind of ace.
He's 100% ace.
Like, I don't know.
Except for Naruto. He wants him bad.
He's like, yeah. He's Naruto sexual? I don't know.
Yep. Naru sexual.
I'm not sure. Either way.
Yeah. Anyway, Pain invades the village. Let's get back to plot, I guess. So, he fucking destroys everybody. And not that many people actually put up that much of a fight. I was actually a little bit disappointed with a lot of people in this.
They didn't do their best.
Granted, he's got some godlike abilities.
I think they wanted to make him look like real powerful, so they kind of nerfed a few people.
Yeah, they did. Naruto went off to train with the Toads for a while.
Oh yeah, that
happened. He almost turns into a Toad
I like
a couple
his
times.
makeup.
Yeah, you are a big fan of the eyeshadow.
I like his orange thing going on.
Yeah. Well, maybe you can cosplay it at some point.
I would, yeah.
Yeah, so he learns Sage Mode, gets Super Saiyan abilities, basically. Makes a bigger, badder Rasengan.
Yeah, that's all that he's ever gonna do is make more Rasengan.
You know, like, what has he got? He's got... But this is a
he
new thing.
has
Sage
3
mode's
moves.
Sage Mode's a new thing. We can say it's a new thing.
He has 3 moves.
Shadow Clones. Rasengan.
Sage Mode.
Sage Mode. Transformation?
Everybody does that.
Oh, okay, fine. What about Fox Mode?
Alright, he has maybe 4 moves, but he can't even control
what
Fox
about his,
Mode.
What about his 5th mode? We're not so different.
He's got the friend powers.
We're not so different, you and me.
You're right.
I have known pain.
That's all power. Honestly, that was dumb. The way that pain was taken in by Naruto, it was like...
It's a superpower at this point.
It's a superpower.
It's like, I don't know what he does. He, like, loads up chakra into his voice and his flashbacks, and he just makes everyone, like...
It's like, I know pain. I knew before it happened. I knew before it happened that's exactly what he was gonna do. And I was like, oh boy, it's happening.
It's happening. So, Pain kills everyone in the village. Almost everybody. Some people do survive.
And then he resurrects them all.
I was getting there, yeah. Then the big fights happen. I mean, he fights Kakashi, kills Kakashi. He fights a couple people, kills all of them. Then Naruto shows up for the big fight, and they just go back and forth. Naruto goes fucking berserk. After Hinata dies, which this is her first actual big thing in this entire series.
Did she die?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay, she
pretty sure.
quote unquote died as well. Yeah, she actually like tried.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I can respect that, but it's still all about Naruto. So
look, Hinata's never gonna
make me love her much
succeed
more.
a Bechdel test, but like whatever.
Never. Every thought she has revolves around Naruto.
Well, better than it revolving around Sasuke. At least Naruto had a personality as a kid. Yeah, he goes berserker crazy, 8-tailed form. He's almost ready to just let out the 9-tailed fox and say fuck it. But then his dad shows up in his mindscape place and tells him, son, don't do that. And he's like, Dad. He punches him. He's like, what the fuck, bro?
Honestly, his dad sucks. He deserved it.
Yeah, a lot of people suck. But yeah, then he talks to Pain. And then Pain is like,
it was hysterical, honestly.
oh, I did do wrong. And he brings up a giant mouth gate thing to the afterlife.
It was ridiculous. It was the biggest Deus Machina I've ever seen.
Oh my god, yeah.
It was like they killed everybody just to bring everyone back. It was completely pointless.
Well, the village is gone, I guess, but...
I guess they have to rebuild the village in a series of filler episodes, but it's
which is basically what they were doing in the background of, like, the entirety of the last series after the Chunin exams.
Right, but it was super silly, in my opinion. Like, this was definitely one of the most, like, what the fuck parts that I've seen.
Like, I don't know if I would have been super happy had they kept Kakashi dead or all these other characters, but like...
They should have killed them in the first place.
Yeah, either don't kill them or like stick with your guns, because like, man, that's a fucking ballsy decision if they had gone
It's like, I don't think they had to kill all those people. I think maybe kill one or two.
Like,
but it's like, you already killed Jiraiya and Itachi. It's okay. You don't have to kill everyone. And then we're like,
Kakashi's dead? Nope, he's not.
But it's like, I think they were just doing it for the shock value and then brought everybody back because they knew they can't kill Kakashi and Hinata.
Yeah.
But it's like, I'm sorry. I think Pain and him should have fought, and it would have been more powerful if Naruto actually had to kill this guy. Even though he didn't want to.
It's one of those things. I don't know that he's one of those, like, characters who actually killed anyone.
But it's like wouldn't that have
really
been a little bit more impactful than him just pulling his bullshit again?
See, I don't know. And we're going to have to, like, this is pretty much where we stopped watching. We watched a couple of the filler things with some of the flashback stuff that they have going on in a little bit.
Right, but it's like...
Well, here's the thing. I feel like people said the same thing about Aang when they first watched, like, the Avatar. Why didn't he just kill him? Because then he would have changed as a person. Probably not for the better. Who does he become at that point? Does he just become Sasuke?
No, because...
It's one of those...
Pain literally destroyed everything.
Yeah, and Sasuke had people in his life who literally destroyed everything, and then he embraced the idea of destroying them.
I think Sasuke could have very well, like, destroyed the higher-ups in Leaf Village, and I would have applauded him. But destroying the whole Leaf Village, even the innocent people, that's where you go wrong. But I'm sorry, Pain should have died. And he did die. But it's like, if Naruto had killed him, would you blame Naruto?
No, but at the same time, I think Naruto would have blamed himself for it. Ultimately, I think the thing is that you have certain people who, like, they don't do it because the guilt will destroy them as a person. Even if someone deserves it, I don't know that he would do it. Because that would change who he is. At that point, what's he going to do at that point? It's going to be easier for him to go with the option of, well, I'm just going to kill you. I'm not going to try to talk to you. I'm not going to try to make things better. And then he's perpetuating the cycle of violence that, quite frankly, is a major theme in this series.
I can understand what you're saying, but it just kind of, like, makes everything feel a little silly when it's like, why are we fighting at all when we can just put Naruto on the front line so he can talk to people?
The Leaf Village's greatest weapon, Naruto with a megaphone.
Yeah, like, he could literally just talk to anyone.
He just goes up to an army, just... We're not so different.
Yeah. it's almost like, why are we fighting? Like, just put Naruto up there.
I mean, eventually, I think that is just what happens.
That's why he's ninja president.
Yeah, he's ninja president. He's very charismatic.
He can literally convince anyone, even this man, that
maybe life isn't pain.
Yeah, I'm gonna fix everything now. It's just, you gotta admit, it's a little weird.
I'm not saying that it isn't. Maybe it could have been done a little bit differently. Maybe you could have killed like one or two people. Or maybe
Pain could have just killed himself. I don't know.
Could have been an option.
Like, then Naruto wouldn't have had to kill him. But it's like, at least it wouldn't be like, oh, yeah, Naruto, you're right. We both know Pain. I'm gonna fix everything.
I mean,
I don't know.
It's Naruto.
It's just a little anticlimactic. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying it ruined it for me. I think it was still a really good arc. I think Pain, like, despite my critiques of him, was still an interesting character.
Well, we call him Pain at this point, because at this point, like, we're kind of calling him, like, Nagato.
All right, whoever
or whatever
he is,
we want to call him, I guess.
I'm gonna call him Pain, but that's all he talks about. But it's like, despite my critiques of him, I think he's an interesting character overall, who definitely had an interesting backstory. I think he added something really cool to the show.
Yeah, it's
just, I don't know, it kind of made me laugh when the way it all ended.
Like, where the most interesting villains are heroes who took the wrong path.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Like, it was
like,
good.
Nagato very well could have become Naruto.
Yeah.
But he didn't. And here's the thing, and going back to that, why Naruto shouldn't kill him, part of the reason Nagato didn't become Naruto is because he started choosing the easier path of killing people.
All right. I guess if we go down the, like, Batman route of things, where it's like, oh, if we assume this is a slippery slope for Naruto.
Somebody's parents got killed in front of them. We gotta talk Batman.
But it's like, I don't think everyone's like that, where it's like they kill one person who frankly deserves it and they become a maniac.
No, I'm not saying they become a maniac, but at a certain point, it's one of those, like, slippery slope things. It's like, okay, you justified this. What can you justify next?
I understand that. It's just, I'm saying I don't think it would necessarily happen with everyone. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, Shikamaru pretty much killed that man.
Yes, he did. But to be fair, that's Shikamaru. He's got a lot more control over himself than Naruto does.
I'm just saying, like, we
Shikamaru
still think of Shikamaru as a hero.
Yes, we do. And, like, beyond that, like, I'm just gonna throw it out there. Is Shikamaru as much of a threat if he starts going down a slippery slope as Naruto?
Also, am I wrong, or did Naruto kill that one guy with his flashy Rasengan?
Yeah, but to be fair, he's kind of like a zombie.
He definitely killed that dude, though.
Yeah, but he was like a zombie person.
Was he?
I mean, Hidan's kind of a zombie, too.
He was still breathing. He was still a person.
He was a monster.
So was Pain at that point.
Okay, a little bit, but...
So it's like, Naruto was fine after that. Yeah. So I don't know, he probably could have killed Pain and survived.
Here's why. Because Kakuza didn't have a backstory.
That's why it was okay for Naruto to
if you don't have a backstory,
destroy him.
If you don't have a backstory, you're just a monster and you're fair game.
Oh my god. Alright, fine.
Speaking of backstories, like, I did want to talk about this. I didn't really know where to put this in. Well, I guess I can talk about this. Sasuke joins the Akatsuki with Madara and everybody else, and they're gonna destroy the Leaf Village. We talked about that kind of. But, the bigger thing, because we were asking ourselves, the fuck is up with the Mist Village? Because, like...
Yeah, they suck. I don't know.
No, but, like, they're so fucking crazy over there. Like, the whole... I mean, the first arc in the first series was like, oh, yeah, I'm from the Mist Village, where, like, our graduation thing was we had to kill all our classmates. I'm like, what the fuck? Who does that? And then, you know, we're seeing about, like, all of their, like, engineered Kekkei Genkai people with super murder powers throughout the rest of the series. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on in the Mist Village? And then it all makes sense in this series because Madara reveals himself and he's talking to Kisame, and Kisame is like, Mizukage, it's been so long. Of course. Of fucking course, the most psychotic of the Uchihas who left the Leaf Village after he didn't get to be ninja president, went off to, he basically said, you know what, I'm gonna make my own special village, and we're gonna have all sorts of psycho murderer powers. He went and did that and then abandoned them. And yeah, that's why the Mist Village is so fucked up.
Yeah.
Their first leader was a crazy person who wanted to turn people into weapons of mass destruction. And they just basically did that for a couple of decades.
That's true.
Good God. I don't think so much world building had been done in so few sentences.
Yeah, it all made sense.
Like, oh, that's your dad. Now you make sense to me.
Definitely.
Shark Man, crazy assassin decapitator person. Oh my God, we haven't even gotten to the other swordsman of the mist yet. Freaking Bone Dude.
They're all a little extreme over there.
Yeah.
But
I think finally it took him probably like decades, but I think Madara has finally figured out where he needs to be in an organization, and it's never at the top. Like, he tried to be like, because we get into his backstory a little bit with the whole, the founding of the Leaf Village, how, like, it used to be just a bunch of warring clans going around, and the Uchihas were very powerful, the Senju were very powerful, and then at a certain point they were like, hey, alliance? Let's make a village. And they did that, and he got passed over for leader because he's a crazy warmongering psychopath who ripped out his brother's eyes, and...
Wait, wasn't his brother, like, chill about that?
He was, but no one believed it.
But I mean...
You're not going to get elected president as soon as the words, I took out my brother's eyes, are said.
Still, I'm just saying, the brother was like, go ahead, bro. So it's not like he didn't have his consent. I don't know.
Doesn't matter. People are like, oh my God, you have your insane murder eyes that you ripped out of your brother's skull.
That's
Whether
fair.
consensual or not, I don't know that I want you to be the president.
It's a little uncomfy.
Yeah. He gets passed over for that position, even by his own people who are like, dude, you're nuts. We can't be doing this. We can't be, let's just have a village. Let's not always be going out and murdering everybody.
But that's why it's like it was pretty uncool of the Leaf Village to then hate on the rest of the Uchihas.
Yeah.
Didn't really do nothing.
But, like, what I'm saying is, like, he gets passed over for that, makes his own village, somewhere along the lines realizes, wow, I got no control over any of this shit, and pieces out. And I think by the time he's with the Akatsuki, he's like, okay, I'm not a CEO type. I'm more of a VP who kind of tells the CEO what to do. You know what? Nagato, can you, like, manage people? He's like, yeah, I got 6 of my own bodies. He's like, okay, you know what? You're in charge. You run them. I'll be a big picture kind of guy in the background, but you actually run the... He has no management skills, is the main thing I think.
Yeah.
Madara's ultimate downfall is he has 0 management skills. Great eye for talent.
Yeah.
Terrible at running any sort of organization. Just leave that to other people. God, that's about where we're caught up to.
Oh yeah,
we got some filler stuff coming in.
Everybody cheered for Naruto.
Yeah,
he got
finally recognized.
Yeah,
by everyone.
he got
really
recognized by
really
everyone,
good.
which is nice.
And now we're in some filler stuff.
I actually appreciated some of this filler because
a little bit, yeah.
Like, I appreciated the ones that really focused on Team 7, because I feel like maybe we didn't get enough of them just being a team in the first series.
That's fair.
And I think, like, seeing especially them bond with Sasuke makes it more understandable why they want so badly to get this guy back and won't give up on him.
Except for the one episode that I didn't like, where they completely rewrote episode 3. Not even for the better.
Oh my god, that was weird.
Yeah, it's like...
Why?
Like, and it's kind of what they did with Itachi, a little bit. Like, seeing the same thing over again from a different perspective.
But not good, and not for any reason.
You guys know episode 3, it's the one where Naruto poops. So...
Yeah.
Okay. It's the one where Naruto poops. Okay. Yeah, it's shown from Kakashi's perspective. I'm fine with you adding that he was there watching them the whole time. That seems very ninja. But they completely rewrite everything that happens in there. Stuff's happening out of order. There's fights that never occurred. There's a whole bunch of, like, dialogue and just a whole bunch of, like, I feel like it would have been good had they essentially shown the same episode from Kakashi's perspective, maybe add a scene or two that could chronologically make sense in there to add something. But, like, they completely rewrote it. I'm like, you could just go back and watch the episode or read the chapter from the manga. Why are you doing this? It's not like we can't go back and look and see that this is wrong.
Yeah, it's weird.
Unless Kakashi has a concussion after the fight with Pain and he's misremembering a number of things. I just realized that may be the case.
I have no idea. He goes to the hospital a lot.
He does.
But, he's like Midoriya
I'm going to throw it out there. His memory might not be that great.
Maybe. We can assume that maybe that makes it make more sense. But yeah, that was a weird episode. Also, the one with the cats. I don't know what to say.
Itachi and Sasuke and the cat shit?
That was interesting.
Certainly was. I don't know what I have to say about it.
They, like, infiltrate this cat world because they're wearing cat ears. Like, kawaii cat ears.
I think it was just an excuse to get, like, an in-world reason for them to wear cat ears.
It was so weird. I loved it, though.
Yeah, definitely very bizarre. Doesn't really mesh with a lot of the other, like, tones of this series.
Like, the whole cat world was so weird. And him and Itachi had this whole thing with the cats. I don't know.
I mean, I will say this. Chasing cats to increase agility and stuff like that, yeah, that's an actual thing that people have done for, like, training stuff in the past. They just kind of take it to an extreme.
That's funny. I don't know.
We have a bounty on the paw prints of so many of monster cats.
Weird. I don't know. It stuck out to me for sure.
Yeah.
I actually genuinely like that one.
Yeah.
That was set in the place where they were with
Land
the
of Waves,
Zabus
where they go back again.
Yeah.
That was a better version of the remake of episode 3 because, yeah, this could have happened. There's nothing to say that it couldn't have because they leave the Land of Waves and the next episode they're back in the Leaf Village. Well, there was clearly a journey along the way. At some point, Naruto and Sasuke could have doubled back and had a fight. Why not?
I actually liked that episode. I think it was good. I liked the three-legged race one where they got stuck together.
Also, correct me if I'm wrong. Was that where they kissed again?
That was the one where they got stuck together. Yeah.
Oh, they need so many excuses to make out.
They got another fan servicey thing, which is funny. But I thought it developed more of their relationship when we saw more of just them being friends and stuff, which helps once again to understand why Naruto's so obsessed.
I almost wish that Land of Waves episode was in the original series.
Yeah.
It really would have added. It would have been like a nice little short little filler buffer thing between that and the tuning exam, because tuning exam starts right away after Zabuza.
I think that episode actually like added a lot. I think some of these fillers genuinely did add something.
We got Kakashi's backstory with
that was
Obito and Rin and Minato. So that was, where did Kakashi get his Sharingan? Out of his friend's eye socket. That was a lot to deal with.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was actually like rare. It's kind of rare we get like a Kakashi gets a development thing. But I guess this is pre-Kakashi that we know. So yeah, of course he needs development. He also gets a girlfriend? Not really?
Oh, that one.
There was that weird one?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Some lady with a guitar that he had a history with?
She remembered him and he didn't remember her at all.
Then, it was an episode.
Yeah, that was the thing that happened. We were interested in seeing it just because we were like, okay, does Kakashi actually like get with somebody? Not really.
Not really, no.
It was the kids thought maybe. I think they were like spying on him.
That was kind of fun. Like,
yeah.
I'm going to give them points for this. Anytime that it's just the three of them trying to spy on Kakashi, that's always a good time.
Right.
We know what the best filler episode ever was.
Yeah.
That, I mean, again, my compliments to the people who came up with the See Kakashi's Face episode from the first series. Oh, chef's kiss. Perfect. Yeah. Perfect episode.
Yeah, I like it when they have shenanigans sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah, a little bit of shenanigans. Like, even that Land of Waves thing. There was shenanigans. It was fun. It was a nice little breaking up the thing. Your cat episode. That's a lot of shenanigans right
it's like
there.
sometimes I just like to see them like having shenanigans, and like it just makes their bond feel a lot closer when they're not always doing something serious, you know? So I like episodes like the three-legged race and the Land of Waves and even the stupid cat thing, you know?
Okay, the three-legged race. Am I like
Okay, you're mixing up the
one?
two. The three-legged race is the one where they get stuck together and kiss.
And this is not
This
in
is
the Land
not
of
the
Waves.
Land of Waves
Okay.
one.
What was the plot of this one with the three-legged race? I remember
they
stuck
fall
together.
off a cliff and get stuck together.
I know that part, but
That's the whole
why
plot.
were they there?
There was like some bad dudes who kidnapped Sakura.
Of course there was.
Remember?
Yeah, but what were they trying to do?
I don't remember. I don't know. The whole like shtick was just that they get stuck together.
Okay, it's one of those. Yeah.
But it was like a shenanigans episode.
All right.
Which I think once again is fun. Just to like, those make the best fillers to me because it's
absolutely.
like we get to see these characters bond and see why they care so much about each other, and we get to see some chemistry between them. You know.
Mm-hmm. We get to know why Naruto and Sasuke want each other so bad.
All right, yeah. A little bit.
They were their first and second kiss.
Honestly.
And I'm not going to be surprised if we go further in this series and when Sasuke's back, they're going to smooch again. Speaking of, should we talk about openings?
Yeah.
So, I'm going to say overall, these openings are better than the original ones, at least as far as consistency goes, because we were talking about, like, it's kind of like every other one is good in the original series. This one... I think the ratio is a little more like leans a little more towards good than not so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. This first one's pretty good. It's pretty hype. It gets you kind of get going, kind of thing. I know. Was that one your favorite or?
I like that one.
I know the three
like
that stick out the most.
You Are My Friend.
That's the second one. With I gotta have the picture up there. Okay, so we didn't always watch the openings when we were watching Naruto all the time, and we didn't always hear because sometimes we just wanted to get into the episode. The second one, You Are My Friend, whatever that, we had to watch it every time because the first time we watched it, we were just like, oh, well, we need to see what this one looks like. And then there was the image of we've dubbed him Snake Jesus Sasuke.
That's great.
And we were like, oh my god, that's so funny. We have to watch this every time. So we did. It's just, it's so weird. You are my friend, you are my dream. Yeah, it's somebody's dream, I bet.
That's so weird.
And so that's and then what was after that? There was like some other I'm trying to remember because we would like watch like 8 or 9 of them. And the ones that stick out to me the most is the first one, the second one, and I forget which number it is. The Screaming Pain, which I think is 5.
That was good, yeah.
There was like one right after Snake Jesus Sasuke and I have to call it the Shikamaru opening. It's the one with the Asuma and all that sort of stuff where we learn that he's gonna die. Like all of them, they all have so many spoilers, so many. But like the Screaming Pain, the flow song that spoiled the Itachi fight, the Jiraiya fight, the Itachi death, the Jiraiya death, and that Toby was an Uchiha. My God, how many spoilers can you fit in a 30-second period?
Yeah.
But still, one of their best ones. One of their best openings, probably. Honestly, like the Itachi fight in that kind of looked better than the real one.
Yeah,
a little bit.
The 5 seconds in that theme song looked really amazing.
Like they went hard. They got that good animation for
and
that.
The
I kind of wish.
Really added to
Oh
it.
yeah, very very upbeat, very like kinetic. You really feel it.
Yeah.
The Itachi fight was still really good. I mean, they showcased a lot of really cool. I don't feel like we went over that much.
Yeah, it was a really cool fight.
It uses all of the Sharingan powers, all the different stuff. It's like it's a culmination of everything that Sasuke and Itachi could do individually, and then some. Because we got to see a new power with the Susuna,
whatever it is.
His like flaming avatar.
Yeah.
Thing, and then he rips the soul of Orochimaru out of Sasuke and kills it.
And then a little snake gets away.
Kabuto eats it and becomes half Orochimaru.
I'm pretty sure Orochimaru survives through that snake.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
But it was very cool. And there were a lot of fake outs with the
You were gonna have so
Sharingan
many.
thing. That was cool.
Like, that's his whole deal. We also remember he fought Datara. And what happened? He looked at him, and the fight was over. Because Datara had a whole fight in his head that didn't happen. He's like, holy shit.
That was cool, too.
You know what? I'm with you. Itachi could kick Madara's ass, and I don't know why he didn't.
I don't... Because he had to let Sasuke kill him.
Hold up. Itachi had to let Sasuke kill Madara?
No, kill himself.
Not... What does that have to do with Madara, though? Itachi could have killed Madara, and then...
beforehand.
I think he should have. Might as well.
Weren't they, like,
Hold
in
up.
cahoots?
They were in cahoots to kill the Uchiha clan together.
So why would he kill him?
Because he's an asshole.
He had no reason to at the time, but if he had lived and Madara started really, like, trying to kill other people like Sasuke, he would have fucking destroyed him. Like, so easily. There wouldn't have even been a fight. I think that's why Itachi had to die.
You're probably right. It's kind of like that, like, the 8th season of Game of Thrones, where, like, the only reason the dragon died was to make Cersei more of a threat.
Yeah, it's like sometimes people unfortunately just have to go so that the plot can progress.
Itachi probably could have fixed everything on his own.
Yeah, like if he had wanted to, I think he probably could have.
Here's a team up that could have conquered the world. Itachi and Jiraiya.
Yeah, they're both pretty powerful.
No, but just together?
Is Jiraiya as powerful as Itachi, though?
I don't know, but I think he brings other skills that maybe Itachi doesn't have, like
sense of
personability.
humor. I don't know.
You know, being able to talk to people without, like, I'm going to genjutsu the shit out of you right now. I mean, I don't think he's immediately scary looking as long as he turns off his eyes. He's a good looking dude. He's a little my
scary
God,
looking.
What? I don't know about that.
He looks tired.
He's got some stress. Are tired people scary to you?
He's got a
I
look
look
about
tired
him.
all the time.
I'm sorry, he's got a look about him.
Because he wears all black with blood red clouds, has his blood red monster eyes on, and he's constantly staring down at people, like, and then turning into crows. Yes, you'd be scary like that. But if you turn all that off and he's just kind of hanging out, he's a good looking.
But he hardly hangs out.
I know.
He has his Sharingan on almost all the time.
I know, and he probably shouldn't. It probably hurt his eyes way more.
Right.
Which is, they had to do it to get rid of him. But, like, can we just, I gotta say, lucky Sasuke and Itachi that they take after their mom and not their dad.
Okay, their dad's jawline is weird.
It's got that, like, weird, like, Winston Churchill jaw or whatever it is, like, jowls, despite the fact that he's not a big guy.
No. He's not as pretty.
No. Lucky them. They take after the mom.
They look like their mom. Very much so.
Mm-hmm. And the Hyugas all take after each other because they're all inbred.
They definitely look like little clones.
Oh, it's weird.
Yeah?
Oh, we also got to go to the Cloud Village. We got the Cloud Village. Sasuke has to prove himself to the Akatsuki, so he has to go get the bull, Killer Bee, and he raps at them.
Oh, yeah, the rapping guy. I remember now. That was something that happened to him.
It was a little out of nowhere for you, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. I mean, he's one of those characters that's kind of like Might Guy, where it's like, all right, he's got a bit of a humorous edge here. You're sometimes a little surprised because it doesn't seem to fit at first, but then you're like, okay, I'll accept this.
He's fun. And then Jet from Cowboy Bebop is his older brother who runs the place. So I think we're going to be having, like, coming up pretty soon, we're going to be meeting the rest of the Kages. Tsunade's out of commission. Speaking of Kages, Danzo is the Hokage now, I guess. Fuck. And yes, I think that's everything. Is that everything? I feel like that's everything.
I think so.
We're somewhere up in the 200s now. We're gonna, like, have to finish out. Again, we're probably gonna be skipping around some of these fillers. Like, some of them we'll probably take a look at. Some of them are useful
and some of them just aren't.
I
like some of the individual fillers, but I don't always like entire arcs of fillers.
No, those ones we might skip around a little bit. We might hit an individual one here and there, because you'll occasionally get, like, those gems, like the Kakashi face thing, or the cat thing, or the I will not be outdone.
That's funny. If only for that line, it was worth it.
Yeah.
So it's like
Good
it's worth
times.
sometimes just watching those little comedy episodes, but sometimes they go into like 15 episode filler that's just dragged out, and it's not worth
I'm
it.
wondering, after we're done with the series, do you just want to do like a little thing like watch each of the movies? Because he's got a couple.
Isn't there like 15 movies?
Give or
Am I
take.
crazy?
Give or take, I don't know.
Okay, we can find maybe some interesting ones. I don't know if I'll watch every movie.
I think the original series only had
Because
like,
they're all filler, right?
they're non-canon.
Like, none
They're-
of them really exist.
It's an anime movie. I think the only one that has any relevance is the last one where he gets with Hinata. Because he's with Hinata.
But it's
in
like
the
they just
sequel
had to
series.
give it some development.
Yeah.
Because they have none in the
I don't know.
show.
Someone was being kidnapped by the moon. It was a weird thing.
Oh.
I don't actually remember. It's weird. There was something about a scarf. I don't know.
Alright.
We'll have to rewatch it.
Alrighty then.
I think the original series only had like 3 or 4 though, so we could blast through those pretty easy. They got like one in a winter wonderland and one with a Howl's Moving Castle and one where they have summer clothes. That's all I fucking remember.
Alright, maybe we'll watch a few.
Yeah. But in the meantime, what's going on next week? I'm trying to remember here. Was Cowboy Bebop coming out next week?
It's coming out the 19th.
Okay. Well, I mean, yeah, we might as well do that next week.
Yeah.
Cool. Come back next week for... Do we know how long the episodes are? Are they 30 minutes or are they an hour?
I can try and look it up.
Try to look it up. I'm going to say this. If they're 30 minutes apiece, we'll do the usual 3 episodes, see if it's any good. My hopes are not high, but you can't
Never
recapture lightning in a
know.
bottle. If they're an hour long, maybe we'll just give it 2. But, yeah, I mean, there was no way we weren't going to take a look at this thing. I mean, also, Netflix is like buying up and licensing like a bunch of live action shit, aren't they? You told me like One Piece is getting something.
Yeah, definitely One Piece. They showed the cast recently. I think Yu Yu Hakusho might in 2023 or something.
My God, they're ambitious, these Netflix people. You think they would have been deterred by Death Note, but
No, they're
apparently
still
not.
going for it. Okay, it's 10-hour-long episodes.
Okay, so first 2 episodes, we'll see if it's any good. If it is good, maybe we'll watch more of it and do a whole thing about the series. If not, I don't know. So come join us for that next week. We'll have our thoughts on it and whatever else we feel like doing this month. I think we had some other thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
Some interesting thoughts for the rest of the month and possibly going into December. So we'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hey, thanks for watching, and if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe and ring the bell icon for notifications. If you enjoy this video, give us a like, and if you haven't already, check out some of our previous episodes, our daily gaming videos, or our parody series Madoka Magically Abridged. See you next time!